anyone here old enough to remember the dawn of the video games? And I'm not talking about the ones that you have in your house right now. I mean the ones in actual arcades. I remember when I was in grade school, Our Lady of Loretto, Southwest Philadelphia, a small Catholic school. But about a block away, there was this pizza place named the Carousel. And they had the foresight to put video games in their basement. Well, during our lunches, we would go around there and play. And then we would run late for school. It got so bad that the nuns actually lectured every class about this, telling us not to go around. We weren't allowed. So naturally we did anyway. Space Invaders, Asteroids, Donkey Kong. Man, they were so popular. Hell, I even remember going to dances. Remember parish dances? St. Mary's, the local parish, had a Friday night dance that the kids would go to. And unlike most of the guys who would, be looking at the girls, working up the courage to go ask for a dance, I was in the back playing Donkey Kong. Released in 1981 by Nintendo, Donkey Kong debuted the main antagonist, Donkey Kong, and our hero, Mario. This game was a massive success and led to many others in the Donkey Kong universe. There were so many follow-ups. And unlike most other video games at the time, it just grew in popularity. By 2022, the Donkey Kong franchise had sold more than 80 million game copies worldwide. Now our friends in Hollywood have always been in the hunt to adapt anything. Anything that's popular, they want to turn into a movie. They turned their attention to Donkey Kong in 1993 and released Super Mario Brothers. Boy, what a disaster. Had a solid cast, but just a complete and utter failure. It even appears on several worst films lists. But because of its enduring popularity and growth in gaming culture through the years, Hollywood, bless its heart, and really, let's be honest, they're pretty much out of ideas at this point. They've turned their eye back to the Mario universe, and 30 years after the disastrous release of the first movie, gave us Super Mario Brothers, released 2 weeks ago, into the theaters. Now, we have seen many video game adaptations in the last several years, movies, TV shows. And while some of them, like The Last of Us and Detective Pikachu, have been very successful, others, like the Resident Evil movies, well, they've kind of been mediocre. And then others, such as Warcraft, Rampage, Uncharted, and Halo, to name a few, have been either complete failures or have been heavily criticized for derivative writing and massive alterations from source material. So what of Mario Brothers? Will it be a success or just another movie that you will be able to get on DVD at your local 7-Eleven with the purchase of a large Slurpee? So it's time for our spoiler-free plot summary. So here we are in Brooklyn. Italian-American brothers Mario and Luigi have recently begun their own plumbing business. Their father disapproves of this, feeling the decision to leave a steady job is unwise, and he believes Mario is dragging his brother Luigi down with him. Their first job doesn't go very well, and Mario starts to have some self-doubt. But after seeing a significant manhole leak on the news, Mario and Luigi go underground to fix it. But they are both sucked into a warp pipe and separated. Mario lands in the Mushroom Kingdom, ruled by Princess Peach, while Luigi lands in the Dark Lands, ruled by the evil King Bowser. Now, Bowser seeks to marry Peach and will destroy the Mushroom Kingdom using a superstar if she refuses. Now, as we often see in Hollywood animated films, the voice cast is full of star power. Chris Pratt and Charlie Day voice Mario and Luigi. Day we know from playing Charlie on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Pratt, we know him from practically everything at this point. Anya Taylor-Joy, who was awesome in The Queen's Gambit and has seen her star rise in past few years, voices Peach. We also have Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Fred Armisen as King Cranky Kong, and Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike. Look, I'm not a gamer. In fact, the last video game that I really played was back in '94, when I triumphantly led the Philadelphia Flyers over the Chicago Blackhawks in the NHL '94 Stanley Cup Finals. And my knowledge of Mario Brothers universe is pretty much limited to what I've seen or heard around other gamers. Normie Jr., however, he is a gamer, and he does love Mario. Hell, I feel like I've bought him every Mario game for either Christmas or his birthday over the past decade. We saw this movie together. So anytime I didn't recognize something, like a character or something in the background, I asked him, hey, was this in the game? And he always responded, yeah, this is in the game, or that character is in the game. So while this movie is enjoyable for those not familiar with Mario and Luigi, it sure seems like you get much more out of it if you are, in fact, a gamer. And even if you are not a current gamer, hell, you're going to recognize Mario, and you're going to be interested in this movie. And of course, if you're a little kid and you like bright lights and colors and monsters and animation, you're going to want to see this. And even if you have no knowledge whatsoever of Mario Brothers, you're probably still going to enjoy this, but your enjoyment's going to be limited, and it might not be the movie for you. Although I will say the animation is excellent, and the voice acting is very well done, particularly by Chris Pratt and Charlie Day. But man, the star of the movie for me is Jack Black. He plays Bowser like, well, Jack Black. He's silly and over the top. It's what he's good at. It's what we've seen him do when he's successful, such as in Jumanji. And it seems like the crowd in the theater would agree with me, as most of your laugh-out-loud moments were things that the Bowser character said or did. Look, it's not one of your great animated movies of all time. It's not another Toy Story. It's not even another Train Your Dragon or Shrek. But it's very solid. It's well done family entertainment. There was no nonsense, no messaging, no lecturing, nothing like that. It's just a solid 90 minutes of family entertainment. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, this movie has already made a ton of money and has probably opened the floodgates to many sequels. Let's just hope that they are well done and entertaining as well, and not, well, what Marvel's become, or even Disney Star Wars, unfortunately. So let's give this movie a solid 6 out of 10. Yeah, I probably would have scored it higher if I had a better working knowledge of the source material, but I can only call them like I say them. If you have kids, take them to this movie. It's definitely worth your time. They're going to love it, especially if they're gamers. But I do have a feeling that this is going to be one of those movies that when it hits the DVDs or the streaming services, it's going to get played over and over and over and over again in your homes. To the point where you're going to want to cut out your eyes. But hey, as parents, we've all been there. So, here's your weekly announcement. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, or share this with a friend. And I do hope that you like what you heard. But if you didn't, well, thank you anyway for listening to me, and I'll see you next week.